Welcome back, everyone, to the final portion of today's Countdown to Kickoff show. Al DeMarco here along with Steve Budin. If you happen to be catching us from national TV, where you perhaps watched us on Sports Time Ohio or DirecTV or Dish Network or from FoxSports.com, here in our next 9-10 minutes, we're going to break down the final three games on the board, starting with your Sunday nighter between Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Guys, I don't have to go too deep here. You know the deal. Baltimore won the season opener between these two, 35-7. 7 turnovers forced by the Ravens defense, and that one 5 by Ben Roethlisberger. Steelers coming off the home upset, a dominating performance against New England last week, while the Ravens followed up that Monday night fiasco, the 12-7 loss at Jacksonville, by basically sleepwalking the first half at home against Arizona, falling down 24-6 before rallying for the win. Only question that has to be answered here is, what team are you going to get here tonight for the Ravens? Because I am not, to use one of your phrases, buying into the Steelers' Kool-Aid and willing to drink it, because everybody's talking about, oh, Roethlisberger's spreading the field. He threw the ball 50 times last week. They've been becoming more of a passing attack for the last couple of years. Where have you guys been? They have not been able to consistently run. And when I look at an Arizona team that plays no defense, a New England team that plays no defense, being able to put 25 points up against that defense and still not being able to protect Ben Roethlisberger, who I think last week was sacked 5 more times.
Not such a great accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly. I can't drink in, as I said, with the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a game that normally you look at and go, great game to watch, not a great game to bet. But what happens, it's the Sunday night game. So it gets so much more emphasis because all the gamblers that have lost all day are looking to bail out with that one last piece. So it becomes a very, very important game. The thing I'm worried about with the Steelers is they brought a big emotional effort last week to beat New England. And this might be a little bit of a case of a letdown for them, although they do have some motivation because Baltimore embarrassed them in week 1 and they want to avenge that loss. So it's a really tough game to play. I'm kind of leaning towards Baltimore because I think that the public out there is in love with the Steelers after last week, and we're seeing that reflected in the line here. I think it's going to be a tight game. Could come down to the last possession, so I'm taking the 3 points.
You know, the road team had gone 5-0-1 against the spread in the series prior to the first meeting this year. And then you look at the flip side of the equation is, Steelers 1-4-1 against the spread, the last 6 at Heinz Field in this series. And the Steelers have a lot of injuries. Their linebacking core is so beaten up. They couldn't stop Ray Rice in the opener if they're, everything depended on it. And they were healthy then. So with Woodley banged up, Harrison banged up, Farrier banged up, I think Baltimore's to play here. I'd buy the half.
I was going to say, I said 3. It's really 3.5. And it's a great spot to buy because this time of the year, every half a point counts, just like we said in the opening of the show.
Exactly. So I'm in agreement with you. I like Baltimore, but I think this is a game that I'm just going to simply watch. And
Me too.
The Sunday night bailout plays, I have to give props to one of the handicappers at the site, Shawn Michaels. The last 2
he's
Sundays,
been on fire.
He's had his maximum wager play, 100-dime Sunday night bailout plays. New Orleans 62-7 over Indianapolis, and last week Philadelphia 34-7 over Dallas. Guys, check out the website. It doesn't happen every week. I mean, there's only 2 Sunday night plays of the year, but I know what it's like as a gambler too. Sometimes you're looking at that Sunday night game to bail out. I won't be bailing out on it because I don't know which way to go here. Money-wise, it's just my opinion.
And understand also, that Shawn, when he comes with a 100-dime play, he's not bailing himself out. That's his biggest play.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be the Sunday night game. So if it works for you, you take advantage of a 100-dime play, which is the strongest play we offer on the site to be your Sunday night bailout game. It's a big advantage.
Okay, next game, we're going to take a look at the contest between Green Bay and San Diego. Chargers returning home after the Monday night fiasco. 1-2 road trip with back-to-back losses where they basically gave both games away to the Jets and the Chiefs. You've got a Green Bay team that has won 13 consecutive games if you include preseason as well, going 10-3 ATS in that stretch. But they're 7-0 straight up off the bye in recent years. And Aaron Rodgers, MVP of the league.
He's a machine.
20 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions so far this year. They've covered 7 of their last 9 on the road. They've covered 7 of their last 9 off a bye. They've covered 15 of their last 23 versus anyone on the road outside of their division. I don't see any support for San Diego, so that leads me.
Is it a trap?
Exactly. That's my question.
And I think it's a double reverse trap. And stay with me for a second, because I'm about to get super technical on you.
Now we're in trouble.
Look, here's the thing. You look at this game and you say, okay, obviously they're trying to trap you, into betting the Chargers. But look, at the end of the day, the Chargers stink. And they're not going to, in 1 week, become this great team. Everyone's hoping, oh my God, Rivers, he's going to show up one day like Moses and lead you to the promised land. I got a guy that I play one-on-one basketball for the last 10 years. I beat him every week. His name is Steve Ratner. If you're out there, I want to say hello, Steve. You're a loser. Look, at the end of the day, if I take a week off because I have a bye and spend some time with my family and then play him, no different. I'm kicking his butt every single time. So just because the Packers had a week off and it was reported that the coach let him go home and Aaron Rodgers spent some time with his family, what, he's going to come back and stink because he spent some time with his family? Come on, it's ridiculous. Don't fall for the double reverse trap. Lay the points here with Green Bay. It's the only way to go.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, because this is a game where San Diego hasn't shown you anything. Rivers has shown repeatedly that he's not the Phillip Rivers of past for one reason or another. 11 interceptions, 7 touchdown passes on the season. Ryan Matthews is banged up. Tolbert coming back from an injury. This Chargers team, you know what they are? They're wussies. They do not play a physical style ball. They never have. Norv Turner, not much of a coach, never had much respect for him. Hate him even more after that Monday night screw up. I just think that this is one, it's suspension of disbelief. Don't look at this number and be shocked. Just look at the number and say, Packers are 6 points better than
How
this
many
team?
times do you get an opportunity to lay less than a touchdown with the Packers against anyone?
The defending Super Bowl champions, a 6-point favorite against a team that's lost 2 of its last 3. Okay, I'm in. Next game is going to be, or the final game actually, is going to be that little game between the Giants and the Patriots. Their first meeting since the Super Bowl, when you know all the deal there 4 years ago. Yeah, this is a big number, Steve. I'm telling you, I'm looking at this number, and I'm looking at New England, and the Patriots have struggled most this year offensively against the 2 teams that played the most physical style defense against them. The Cowboys, with Ryan pressuring Brady nonstop and hitting him at every opportunity, and of course last week by the Steelers. The Giants' defense is better than both of those units, and they attack you.
They're headhunters.
Yes.
Look, and you look at this line. Why is this line so big? And it's because the Giants played really bad against the Dolphins last week, but they were coming off a bye. They obviously slept through the first half, knowing it's the Dolphins. They can wake up at any time and win the game, and that's exactly what they did, really with ease. So at the end of the day, I think there's a value here in taking the points with the Giants. We did the same thing against 4 years ago in the Super Bowl. It was a 100-time play for me, a huge play for you. We both won it. We win it again here, same way with the Giants.
Yeah, absolutely. I look at this New York Giants team. They didn't look good last week. They didn't look good against Arizona on the road. They lost to Seattle at home. But you saw elements of their game in the second half last week, especially in the third quarter, where they dominated. It was like Tom Coughlin said, guys, will you please show up and play? At least give me 15 good minutes.
And then Eli took them right down the field like it was nothing. Boom, 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 they're at the goal line.
And remember, Roethlisberger ate up this Patriots pass defense. Guys, Patriots have no pass rush. They have no pass defense. Forget about it. All the focus is on Tom Brady, Tom Brady, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not playing on defense. You got to still field a team out there. I think Bradshaw will be able to run the ball, which puts Eli Manning in play action. Manning has had a very quiet, very successful, good season. I think 8.5 points is a joke, but we know. We talked about this earlier. Public is going to be on the Patriots. Oh, Belichick off the straight-up loss. I got to ride New England.
100%. And
that
New England usually
is
very tough coming off of a loss. Not in this case.
I mean, this line fairly priced would be 4.5 to 6.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think that with New England, look, at the end of the day, they're just not the same team like the Packers are that is so good on offense that they can afford to give up 25 points on defense because they know they're going to score more than that. It's not the case. They need to bring the defense, and it's not there for them.
Right, and you remember what happened when the Patriots faced a physical team from New York last year named the Jets.
That's right.
In the playoffs, what happened there. Guys, that's going to conclude this week's edition of the Countdown to Kickoff Show. Remember, I've got my daily video report every single day here on the site, money-saving discount coupon codes, free offers, blah, blah, blah. Free analysis as well on my free picks. And remember, take a shot, draftstreet.com, guys. $300 of my money at stake right now. Free entry over at draftstreet.com into the contest using my last name, DeMarco. Top 7 finish in the money. And, of course, you get to claim your stakes after the Monday night game between the Bears and the Eagles. Guys, that'll do it for Steve Budin, Al DeMarco here, and this will wrap up another edition. Remember, the only national televised pregame show from a point spread perspective. Countdown to kickoff. Joining you again next week.